How's it going, beautiful people of the Instagram? This is Jose Trujillo once again, coming to you from the car studio. Let's do this. We got this, guys. We can do this. My name is Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artist. I'm ready with my Starbucks right here. Yeah, get that Starbucks out. Get that Starbucks out. Let's do this. I'm going to go pick up my son from school, and it's all going to be good. Join me for a nice ride with the world's greatest living artist. World's greatest living artist. And the crowd goes wild. Let's see. Yeah, my hair's looking good lately. So yeah, guys. I've been thinking about progress. What is progress for an artist? What does it mean? People have been asking me, what is progress for me? What does it mean for me? Because the reason I'm saying progress is because so many of us are stuck in the idea of success, right? What is success? What is success? What is success? And we get cut in half when we talk about success, right? There are the people that say success is in your mind, and there are people that say success is in the acquisition of external things, goals, and money, and on and on and on and on things, right? Physical things, acquisition of physical or emotional, right? The acquisition of them. And there's people like me, right? Muy locos like me that say, dude, success is everything. Success is the right state of mind, the acquisition of things, resources, because you need them, right? You need them. If you want to paint on a canvas, you need a canvas, right? If you want to, I don't know, whatever. If you want to get your work in galleries, you're going to need resources, right? Shipping, handling, frames, materials, and depending on how big the scope of the project is, right? So, success it's very much like beauty, right? It's in the eye of the beholder. So sometimes I don't like to talk about success because people get caught up in that. They're like, man, I'm successful. I'm just kind of painting, whenever I feel like it. Like, that's success, dude. There you go, And then some people are like, man, I have no success, and they're crushing it somewhere, right? They're making, I don't know, they're making a great income and whatever, and they still don't feel successful, right? To their own capacity or their own ideas, their own minds. For some people, what I have is success. For me, not necessarily, because I'm going after something else, right? So it just, right? It just means it's subjective, right? It's in the eye of the beholder, or it's in the mind of the beholder. So I don't necessarily go after the whole thing about success. What I like to talk about sometimes, and this was asked to me, is how do you measure it, right? And I take the Tony Robbins approach, progress, right? I see success as progress. Anytime you're having progress, man, you're being successful. Progress. Now, progress is a funny thing. How's it going, beautiful people? Sorry, I don't make too much eye contact because I'm being a responsible driver. I'm in my car studio. So progress, right? However you measure it. You can measure progress being, I don't know, I showed up to the studio, right? I showed up to the studio for 1 hour, 30 minutes, whatever. That's progress. If you were not doing that, that's progress. Now, if every day you're showing up to the studio for 30 minutes, right? And then you're like, I showed up to the studio for 30 minutes, that is not progress. A straight line is not progress, guys. Like some people are like, I'm breathing, right? Were you not breathing? No, I was, but I'm still breathing. That's not progress, guys. It's just my way of looking at it, anyways. Right? Unless you were not breathing and then you started breathing, now you have progress. I see it as a scaling of things, right? The scale is going up, right? It's rising, right? So it doesn't matter if it's little, if it's slanted, or if it's very erect, right? It's a straight line up, and you are just crushing it in whatever you're doing. You're learning new techniques. You're learning how to paint. Maybe you already know how to do that, and you're learning the whole online thing, the whole online game, and that's what you're doing. Let me get a little bit closer here. If that's what you're doing, then that's success for you, right? That's progress. It's progress. So I like to measure it that way too, because again, so many people get caught up in the whole, well, success is different for everybody. Yes and no. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay? I'll tell you why I think success is not different for everybody. I know there's some gurus out there who say success is, whatever it is for you. Absolutely, sure, subjective. But there are certain things, right? There are certain things. For example, if you are trying to be a full-time artist, right, and your income is not coming from art, we have to face the bull, guys. That is not success. Okay? Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be sad about it, but you have to face it. We have to face it. We have to see what it is, right? We have to call it by its name. I tend to say this a lot. We have to call the challenge by its name, right? That way it doesn't hide from us, right? It's like those scary movies that they're like, the only way to capture the demon is by calling it by its name. Those scary movies in the 80s or whatever. It's still in the 90s and on, and the early odds, I think, too. They're like, in order to capture that demon or that monster, we gotta call it by its name. It's the only way. What it's really saying, I mean, it's you're bringing awareness to it, right? You're saying, I see you. You can't hide from me. You can't pretend to be something else. I know what you are, right? So I believe that we have to call it by its name. We have to say, look. So that we don't pretend and we don't lie to ourselves, and we can really see, okay, well that's where I'm going, right? Not act like everything is fine when it's not, right? When it's not fine, and I'm not talking about psychologically fine. You could be in bliss. You could be the Buddha if you want to, in psychological terms. But then there's the physical aspects too, right? And those things need to be addressed, right? Like bringing bread to the table, that needs to be addressed. If you don't know how to paint and you need education to create artwork, that needs to be addressed, right? Whatever it is, it might not be, classical education. It might be on your own, like myself. I studied a lot on my own and shadowing artists here and there. That was my education, but nevertheless, it was education, right? I had to figure out what to learn, how to unlearn certain things, and on. So it became a form of education. Whatever you do, whether you're shadowing someone or not, it's education. So you have to address it, right? And that's why I don't agree with I don't completely agree, I should say, with the whole idea of, man, success is, different for everybody. Anyone can be successful. I agree to a certain degree. If you're in sales, right, and you feel bliss and you're happy, but you're not selling crap, you're not being successful at selling. I mean, you're successful as a human being, kudos, right? You've reached enlightenment or whatever you're after, right? Cool. But if you're not selling, you're not being a successful salesperson. I mean, let's keep it real. So that's why I say I don't agree fully, because many times we as artists, we hide under certain umbrellas. We're like, man, as long as I can paint, that's fine. Dude, that's fine. Is it a hobby? No. Then don't tell yourself that. If it's not a hobby, don't tell yourself, as long as I can paint and I'm happy and wherever little money I get. Are you in business? Yes. Then don't tell yourself that. If you're in business, don't go after whatever money you can get, whatever little money you can get, or whatever effort you put out there. And as long as whatever, right? Like whatever. If I sell a painting, I'm fine. Like, no, that's how Damien Hirst and Jeff Koons make it look like, right? Like it's fine, like whatever. It's not true, right? It's not true for the rest of us. It's true to them to a certain degree because they have motors, right, working underneath, right? They have motors. It's like Disneyland, right? They have a whole city under the park. That's how these big artists are, right? They have a whole marketing crew and PR people, and galleries that are very well trained to get the word out, and they work with the publications, and they work with article writers, and on and on and on. So they have a whole train underneath them, or right behind them. So they can be like, yeah, whatever, because they don't have to worry about certain aspects, right? However, they had to put some sort of huge amount of effort somewhere in order to get, to be placed in that position. But if you and I are starting out, we're artists, we're trying to make ends meet, we're trying to make a living for ourselves, or maybe we're not there. Maybe we're trying to get into the marketplace, right? Show ourselves in galleries and museums or local retail shops, whatever your gig is, right? Or online. You're doing eBay like me, or you're doing Etsy, or you're doing whatever, right? Whatever you're doing, I don't know. They all work. You gotta be knocking on that door sufficient enough, and it's gonna work. But it's not. We can hide. That's where I was. I was like, where I was. Yeah, we can hide under that umbrella of artists. I mean, of being like, you know what? I don't need that. I don't need. No, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Don't tell yourself you don't need that. See, this is my thing. When you declare something or you're after something, you want to have gallery shows, right? You're like, man, I need to go get some gallery shows. And then you're like, if the gallery takes me, fine. If the gallery doesn't take me, it's all right. I don't need to, like, you don't play the humble card is what I'm trying to say, guys. Like, be aggressive about it. It's okay to be aggressive. Remember when you were a child? When you were a child, do you remember? When we were all childs, we used to be little freaks. We're like, I want that now. Give me that cookie. Mom, I want milk. If you don't give me milk, I'm going to cry. When we were children, we were crazy like that, right? And as we started growing up, we started hearing no a lot, right? Don't touch that. Sit down. Get back to your place. Tie your shoes. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. And on and on and on and on. They literally they spanked the life out of us, And this is not because they're mean or bad or whatever. This is just society, And those few bastards out there who are making it and who are making, who are rolling and things are happening for them, they went and got that back. They went and got that childlike thing back. That unapologetic, very aggressive. It doesn't mean that they have to be, that they're mean. They're not mean. They're not, but they're not nice either. I mean, go find out what nice means in the dictionary. It doesn't mean much. Nice doesn't mean what we nowadays think it means. It means sort of a pushover, kind of like a pushover. That's what nice means. Oh, he's nice. When people tell me I'm nice, I get upset. I'm like, oh shit, man, I'm doing something wrong. You want to aim at being a good person. I think we all want that, generally speaking, right? We all want to be good people, but that doesn't mean you have to be nice. Like nice. Anyways, I'll move away from that one for now. But yeah, guys, I mean, we need to get that aggressiveness back. Whatever that is, that we were born with it. It's our God-given right to be aggressive, to be like, I want that. You can't have it. Yes, I can. I want it. No, you can't. You can't exhibit here. Oh, okay. Well, what can I do? What do I need to do to get a yes from you? I mean, this is what we do when we really want something. When the first time you set eyes on the girl or the guy you like, there was a sense of a bit of something a bit aggressive, like constant eye looking at each other. Our society shows that usually the male is the one who's like goes and knocks on the door and stalking and is asking and let's go on a date. Let me have your phone number. Come on, give me your number. Give me them digits or whatever, right? But we lost that. We only use it in emergency situations. That's the problem. Like if you get home and the pipe broke of an example, right? The water pipe somewhere broke. You wouldn't go and be like, you wouldn't tell yourself, well, I'll take care of it tomorrow, whatever, right? It's a very small percentage of people that would actually do something like that, right? That'll be like, whatever, I'll take care of it tomorrow. No, like if the water is leaking and it's all over your house and you have children and you have pets and blah, 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 and you just put the new carpet in, and, you are going to go into emergency mode. You're going to be like, I need to take care of this now, right? And if people get in your way, you're gonna push them out of the way, and you'll be like, no, I need to get to a plumber now. You call a plumber, and then the operator or whatever, the gatekeeper in the plumbing business is like, sir, can I please have? No, lady, I don't have time for this right now. Or no, mister, I don't have time for this right now. I need a plumber ASAP. Do not F with me. Get me a plumber here now. I'm being exaggerated, but you guys know what I mean. That's how we would act, right? In an emergency situation or a health issue or whatever, right? But we don't act like that in the things that are very necessary and very important to us, which are our goals, our personal goals. We don't act with that level of urgency because we've been conditioned not to. We've been told not to. There's a difference between being aggressive. Here, let me read this. I'm almost here. There's a difference between being aggressive and assertive. And you can be nice. You should be nice. Yeah, sure, whatever. If it works for you, it doesn't work for me. So the thing is that being assertive and being aggressive, I'm talking about being aggressive in the sense, I'm not talking about being violent. I'm talking about being aggressive in the sense of putting all of your force into it. That's what I mean. I'm not saying that you should be mean and start cussing people out and just being a horrible human being. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is aggressive in the sense that you would probably speed, right, if you needed to get somewhere. That's being aggressive. It's in the offense, right? And you're not playing offense. You're not playing defense. You're playing offense, right? You're in the offensive, right? For lack of a better word. That's how I believe that things start happening for people. If you go work somewhere, it's not until you start putting either more effort, more time, more enthusiasm, right? That's not necessarily asserting yourself. That's rising with other power, with a more childlike power, right? A more naive power, if you will. You're not overthinking it. You're not like, well, did I step on your toes? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Really, like, no. If you are in a necessity, in an emergency situation, you won't be thinking like that. You're going to be thinking like, dude, I got to get here. I got to get to that. My life depends on it. My family depends on it. My income depends on it. My dream depends on it. My goal, and other people are counting on me. Maybe you have someone who has a health problem, a health challenge in your home, and you sell artwork, right? And that's how you sustain your life, selling artwork. And I'm sure most people wouldn't treat it like, well, if I sold something, that's awesome. If I didn't sell it, well, whatever. No, dude, my mom depends on this. I need to sell this, right? I need to get it into the market, and I need to exchange my value for other value known as dollars, right? Or whatever your currency is in your country. Because you would act that way, right? You would act with that type of necessity. And I believe that in our communities as artists, right, we're taught not to be that way. We're taught, we're told Oh no, success is different for everyone else. Yeah, dude, if it's a hobby, it's different for everyone else. If it's something that you just want to do and you want to play around with and you want to, do it in the weekends or something, it's a passion. It's just a passion that you have your daytime. You're a dentist during the day and a plein air painter on the weekends. That's awesome, Painting it in itself, it's success. Of course it is, right? I'm not saying it's not. But if you're like, dude, I went to art school. I want to be an artist. I need to paint because that's what I do. It's in me. It's pumping in my blood, right? And I need to make this happen. I need to figure out how I can take my work into the market. Then you need to start looking at success differently. Success needs to start becoming a different. You need to start having a different conversation with yourself about what success is, other than just I paint here and there and everything's fine. But that's really what I'm trying to touch. I know I'm hitting some chords. I know some people don't like this. This is not a popular conversation. It is not a popular conversation. In my personal circle of friends that I used to have certain friends that were artists. This was never a popular conversation because it's we're putting the finger in the wound. It is not a popular conversation. This is the kind of stuff that people hate me for saying. People that know me are like, oh man, here you come with that. And people that don't know me are like, dude, no, you can't talk about that. Success is different for everyone else. No, I don't see it that way. If I raise my hand and say I'm going to be a full-time artist, I need to have a serious look into what that is. It can't just be painting in the weekends anymore. Now I have to see what, it's like you play basketball, I don't know, football, baseball, whatever, pick a sport, right? And you're, 18 years old, right? You're playing with your buddies. You're playing basketball, shooting some hoops in your neighborhood. But you're slightly better than the rest of them, right? And so you get cocky, right? And you're like, man, I can really do this, right? So your idea is, I can take it big. I can take it college. Maybe I can even be pro, right? MBA, whatever, right? But I know I'm college, college team material, right? I don't know what you would call it. I can play pro. I definitely see myself playing pro, and that's what I dream about. That's what I want. I'm daydreaming about that. If you or someone in your family doesn't recognize that is what you're doing, right? That's how you're thinking. That is where you're going. And if you or some family member, some good friend, a good Samaritan doesn't grab you and get you out of playing with your buddies on the weekends, right? And after school with the same group of friends and puts you in an environment where you're actually going to learn pro and takes you to a coach and takes you to higher training, it's the likelihood of it happening is very little because you're having an ambition, right, that doesn't match your action. So you need to have a serious conversation. You need to have a serious conversation with thyself, as the philosophers would say it. You need to have a serious conversation with yourself. Dude, that's where I want to go. What does it take to get there, and what am I doing? What am I doing to take me there, right? This is the most serious conversation you can have with yourself, right? What I call a personal audit, right? Where am I going? What am I doing to get there? What's my behavior, right? What's my mental state? And I mean emotionally. Where's my emotional intelligence? Do I get upset and do I complain when things don't work out my way? And do I go binge drink, or do I just drop everything for a whole week or 2 weeks? Or do I fight with my significant other a lot and I don't show up, right? These are all things that I know personally, by the way. So you need to have a conversation, right, with yourself. And I mean, for lack of a better word, I'm saying conversation. I'm not suggesting that you really have a conversation. Okay, I'm just saying, like, you really need to audit yourself and look at yourself, right, and see, okay, where am I going? Where is the place that I'm going? Okay, I want to be a full-time artist. Okay, what does it take for me right now to be a full-time artist? What does that mean, right? Well, in my regular job, I'm making, I don't know, whatever. Let's put a number, right? I'm making, I don't know, 4K a month, right? Working whatever, right? I'm making 4K a month somewhere. Oh, okay, cool. What would it take for me to make 4K, right, a month, painting, being an artist? What does that mean? Does that mean selling 4 paintings a month for $1,000 each? Does that mean selling 1 painting a month for $4,000? Does that mean selling, I don't know, 10 paintings? I don't know. What does it mean, right? What does it mean? How can I translate this? And then reverse engineer, right? Reverse engineer what that is. I'm giving you guys right here like a rundown of what it actually needs, what it actually takes to get there. And this is something that I only talk about it in like my little what do you call them? Like one-on-one coaching conversations. But I think it's valuable. I think people should know this. You know, I think people should know this. Like artists that are trying to do something, they should definitely know this. Like, you need to reverse engineer, right? What does it take? How many paintings is it going to take for me to make 4K a month? Because that's what I make in my daytime job, right? And do I need the whole day to make that? That's another great question to ask yourself, because maybe you may only need a couple of hours a day, and then you still keep your daytime job, and then bam, you made 8,000 now instead of 4 a month, right? Like, I don't know. It means many things, right? So it's very important to think about it and reverse engineer it and see, okay, well, how many gallery shows do I need to have a year in order to nail this? And I know it's not a popular subject. I know because as an artist, I remember being an artist when I was starting out. We'd rather be in fantasy land than in reality, because it feels good. It's comfortable. You know, the baby it's rocking the baby. You know, we're giving it warm milk. But we need to have this serious conversations with ourselves if we want to take our career to the next level. We need to start reverse engineering our approach. I'll leave you guys with that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm the world's greatest living artist. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you guys found any sort of value in this. I love sharing this stuff, and I think it's worth sharing it. You know, if you guys found any value, show it to a friend, or I don't know, like, give it to another artist. Everybody knows an artist somewhere. Take care, guys. Adios. If I